It's almost midnight and once again I'm in the south of Portugal in a little village called Praia da Luz. It's still known for an allegedly abducted 3-year-old, middle-aged Scandinavian golfers and van life hippies, and one hell of a beautiful beach. What it's not known for, but should be, is that the mountain biking around here is top-notch. In the mood for a quick blast? There are coastal trails to the left and right, stretching over 100-meter tall cliffs with stunning views. If you're in the mood for gravity-oriented riding, Monchique Mountain is only 40 kilometers from here, and there are guiding companies who do shuttle days. Really, what more could you want? The area is also a haven for gravel as well as road riders. It literally has everything. I'm itching to put the tires into the dirt, but after a long day of traveling, a good night's sleep is my top priority. The stoke is high, the sunrise is just around the corner, and soon I'm going to be riding the 2021 Commencal Meta hardtail over some pretty fun terrain. So let's get rolling. Whoa. Okay. Let's redo that. I'm gonna head down to the waterfront, and there's a hill over there to the left. The 2021 Commencal Meta hardtail. So why am I reviewing it now? It's almost the end of 2021. Well, due to the unreasonable lead times, my frame arrived in August, even though I ordered it in January. All right, so this was gonna be my daily driver bike, my do-it-all bike, if you will. From commuting to work, to riding trails after work, to epic long rides, to pulling my kid in a trailer. It was meant to do it all, and it was meant to, well, not break while doing it all. So weight wasn't really a consideration when I was building it. Let's have a run through the specs. I'm on a medium frame with a 65-degree head angle, a 74-degree seat tube angle, and a reach of 420mm. Now looking at the measurements, I wouldn't really call it extreme, but on paper, it definitely looks like a very capable bike. The frame can run both 29er and 27.5 wheels, but I already had a set of 27.5 Hunt Enduro wide wheels, so that's what I put on. In an effort to balance the XC and Freeride sides of this bike, I had a Fox 36 170mm fork, which I lowered to 150, and that's what I'm running right now. Other than that, I'm running the same finishing kit off my Pivot Firebird. 780 wide bars, 50mm long stem, 4-pot Z brakes, Argon grips, and a mix of XT and SLX for the drivetrain. I also got this 150mm drop SDG Tellus dropper post, which seems to be working really well for me. You can't build a bike without at least a little bit of bling, so Granite Designs, this is an awesome little tool. Internal cabling, it looks awesome. It is, however, a bitch to install, especially trying to get cables to run through this little kink over here. Those are the specs. Now let's put it to the test. First off, climbing. So this isn't a particularly technical trail, but it's still 18% grade, which is quite a bit. Which is why I can't breathe and ride at the same time. But this bike seems to be handling it. Probably due to the 4mm longer chainstays that they've updated since the last iteration. You put her into a low enough gear and she'll climb. This isn't overly technical. It's gonna get technical in a bit, but it's dry and slippery. So that means you can't afford to lose traction. Coming from years of riding full-size bikes, it took me a while to figure out when this bike loses traction. But when I did that, I realized what a hell of a climber this is. Also, let's just take a minute to just enjoy this view, because this isn't something you see very often. This cliff overlooking Praia da Luz over there is just so beautiful. Okay, so we did a climb. How about we do some descending now? So this is the incredibly steep, slippery, janky ass downhill. It's short, but it's really spicy. I've taken this bike down some pretty nasty downhill runs, like proper black runs at bike parks, but heart's still pounding. I know what it's capable of, but I also know that some of this was really hard to ride on a 170mm enduro bike. So here's how that ended. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, let's redo that. What I'm doing here is bordering on mountaineering, not riding a bike. I'm sure it's gonna work out. Just gotta trust the process. Second first try coming up. I'm gonna try and get over on the right bank over there as I pass the bushes. Let's get down here first. So hard to stop on the surface. Jesus Christ. Bloody impossible to ride. How do I stop here? Okay. So this is working out somehow. Get over this. Okay, what now? Fuck it. Walking up my rear wheel. It's really hard to steer. Get over this ridge. Ooh, I don't want to be picking up speed. I really do not want to be picking up speed. It's a little easier to brake over here. Try and cut through. Okay, don't clip anything. Hung up on a little bush there. Yes, I think we're through. Whoa! Okay, that was eye-opening. Whew. God, I love this little bike. Ew! All right, so that worked out. Pretty solid, pretty planted. Apart from when it gets all loose and pebbly. I'm running something like 29 PSI in the rear, so don't puncture. I don't have an insert. And I'm running acid guys. So they're pretty thick-walled, but still, decent grip on the tires. But I really don't think anything's gonna grip here. It's just too loose. And right under it, it's super hard packed. It hasn't rained for a while. All right, let's head off and do some freeride lines. Somewhere down here, there's a little freeride line I tried last time I was here. It's janky as hell. I think it starts somewhere around here, goes down to that peace sign you probably can't see on the GoPro. A couple of rocks. Make sure right in between them. That is where I'm going. Straight ahead. Hopefully that's gonna work. Eh, who knows? There's a good margin for error anyway. Hopefully it won't be too loose. But not too loose. Holy shit. Oh, this worked. Whoa! It's so short though. Always this could go on for days. It's a bloody beautiful line. Here's another angle, which will also not convincingly reproduce the gradient of this hill. Whoop! Woo! The bike, it does what it says on the tin, and it does it really well. It does lose traction more than my full sus, but come on, I mean, there's no rear suspension. It can't track as well. However, it is a hell of a fun bike to ride. It's actually pretty stable on these steep descents, but that's maybe because I'm running wide bars. If I lived a fork at 170, it would probably be even more of a monster. All right, just a quick pedal to our next location, which is gonna be down by the beach. There's something I wanna try here. This. Not all of it, I'm not crazy, I'm not gonna drop in from here. Somewhere around there's a little ridge that you can get up on and then ride down, and then over the cacti into the beach somewhere over there. I remember it being very slippery, and I remember that there was absolutely no braking. But let's give it a shot. Okay, so gotta get out of that rut. Shift a gear or two. Get over the cacti and hope that I don't get a puncture. Up on here. Slowly, easy does it, easy does it. Oh yeah, whoa, whoa. That worked out. All right, so I rode all kinds of trail now, and the Meta is doing just peachy. It's basically just slapping up everything I throw at it. So next up, some jumps. Now, the guy at the local guiding company, the Mountain Bike Adventure, he mentioned something about some dirt jumps over the next village, Porto de Mos. So that's where I'm going right now. Cliffside ride. Beautiful. Like railless berm. Come out. Over there in the distance, you can see Lagos, Ponte de Piedade. We just jumped this. Nice. Everything's a jump over here. That was possibly the wrong line. Worked out, but it could have been bad. So there are some jumps. They look mostly like death, but that's what you get in super dry conditions. I think the first thing I'm gonna try might actually be that drop. I prefer getting warmed up on drops because I think they're a lot easier. All right, let's just roll up to it, see what it's like. Doesn't look too bad. Actually, it doesn't look too bad at all. Whoop! Overshot the life out of that. 9.5 meters. Wasn't too bad. But Jesus, did I miss that landing. I think I hit somewhere there. Whew. All right, now we know what too much speed is. So really, as long as you can land somewhat smoothly, as long as there is a smooth landing, jumping on a hardtail really isn't a problem. All right, let's see that from another angle. Okay, I scattered the middle line. I'll just roll into it and see. So far, the bike's been handling it really well. The biggest part of the problem is these super loose corners. Beautiful. Should we hit that as well? Slow down for it. Yep. To miss out this one, and then full send here. Ooh, hard landing. Hard landing. Whew. So how does the Commencal Meta jump? Well, like a dream. It's basically a big dirt jump bike with much more forgiving geometry and a longer fork. One thing I've noticed is that every time I land, it pumps so perfectly that I pick up way too much speed for the next jump, so I keep on having a break for every consecutive jump, which, I mean, I guess it's a good thing. It picks up speed, but then you have to kind of compensate for that and guess the right speed for the following jumps, especially as I flip-flop between this bike and my my regular enduro bike, the Nomad. But other than that, I mean, as long as you land somewhat smoothly, there is really no problem. It's a beautiful bike to ride. It jumps beautifully. So this little excursion was absolutely worth my time. Port to the Mosh, been nice here. Found some beautiful dirt jumps. This entire area seems to be full of them. And it's not very far from Praia da Luz, which is just over that hill over there. Let's head back and ride some more. So this is a hiking trail, so I need to be mindful of hikers. But hopefully I won't be hitting any. There's an interesting line here that I want to try high up here. Oh, yeah, I missed it. Kind of worked, but not really. I think that's super planted. It doesn't skid around too much. Let's see what's over there. Whoop. Thank you, Garmin, for thinking that's a jump. Oh, there's more trail there. Let's see where this takes us. Okay, slightly more skittish on these rocks. There's no suspension in the rear at the track, so I'm having to lock my wheel up a little more than usual. Front's behaving though, so let's see. All right, slow down. Thank you. Push the front end there. Skid around a bit. Is that a jump? Whee! It is. Okay. Where else can we go? Down here. Whoa! Found a nice rocky spot on the beach with some steps. See if we can climb them. Where the line is straight ahead. Yep, that worked beautifully. Dry down a little bit. Whew. Good girl. All right, so the point of this video was to review this bike, the Commencal Meta hardtail. What can I say? It's an awesome bike, and the idea was to, well, find what it can and can't do. Problem is, I'm not finding much that it can't do. I mean, it's not as comfortable as a 170mm full sus that I usually ride. It's not as fast on like rough, chattery terrain, but other than that, I rode exactly the same lines on this as I did on my 170mm bike last time I was here, so I really don't know what to say. It's a hardtail, it's awesome, it shreds, it can pull several duties as, you know, a kid carrier, a commuter bike, everything really. I've even done some light bike packing on it. It does it all. Change the tires to something with less rolling resistance, get out on a 100+ kilometer ride, put some beefier finishing kit on, it'll work like a Freeride bike. It's a really multifaceted bike and I'm really enjoying riding it. Anyways, so if you like this kind of content, like, share, subscribe, you know what to do. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.